Um, Today I thought I'd talk about this fourfold approach I have to doing this distance healing and even hands-on healing. And this came out of, as many of you know, I've been an acupuncturist and an herbalist and a sound healer since I think I started in 1980 doing all that. Nutritionist, have more education than most people, and I've basically kept simplifying and simplifying and simplifying it until now I do mostly distance healing. It's like healing becomes just simpler and simpler. So all the fussing seems to get less and less as I get older. Um, but one of the reasons I developed my, sorry, I'm getting interrupted. One of the reasons I developed my this octave resonance healing approach is that since about 2009, I had been working with the Bengston Energy Healing Method and got many cures, and I got even more not cures. And every time somebody didn't get better or just took forever to get better, I had to evaluate what's happening, like what is working, what's not working. It seems like they're doing the very same form, but they're not getting the same results. So that led me to really, really dig deeply, deeply, deeply into what is behind the form in all the forms, because I've been doing energy healing for so long that I've just got a lot of experience to think about these things. And then I'm also a philosopher and a deep thinker. And um, so today what we're going to do is so I have this fourfold way of looking at things, which I think helps almost anybody just immediately get into like this holistic paradigm. So you can get out of like, well, I did this, I did that, and out of these little tiny pieces that we're sort of split up into. And the idea is that we live in a holographic reality. So there is a physical part of our reality. And so I have this physical book here, okay? And this physical book has physical qualities. It also has life force qualities, which are very minimal in a book. But like the life force qualities in plants are very different than the life force qualities in books. So you can compare that. And then also there are astral or emotions and images associated with this physical object. It's the book that I wrote. And then there's also a spiritual piece of the creation and the existence of this book and of everything. And so when the healing doesn't work, or when it does work, however we're defining that, I trace, okay, what went well, what went not so well. And that's a lot of what I offer here is just my clinical experience of like, okay, you're doing it right, but there's something missing, and how can we tweak it so that it actually does create the healing that you're looking for. All right, so I want to talk about the etheric, or I call that my octave of emotions and images. And I would say that every body has a double. It's like if this is my hand, I can guarantee you that if I was dead, my hand would still be here like 10 minutes later, like if I died right now. But some sort of life force would go out of it, which would be apparent. So there's something about my hand, and it's not that I'm moving it, it could be asleep, but there's just something about being alive that we can perceive as human beings. I went to a wake this week, and it was just very clear. There was an open viewing of the casket and of the person in the casket, and it was just very clear that the life force wasn't there. You can see this in dead plants. You can see this in anything that's used to be alive and is now dead. And the thing is that we sort of ignore it when we're working with living people and plants and things like that, because we just sort of take it for granted. Well, as an acupuncturist, I feel like that's the level of chi, and that's the level of all these energy flows. And we can really amplify the healing by just being aware of this. Because we can like say, okay, God bless everybody on the list. And that doesn't work usually as well as these half-hour long sessions like the one we're going to do very soon, if you're in the Facebook group. Because the life force is in time. It's not out of time. Like thinking, you can just like, healing happens in an instant, but the integration of it from the spiritual level where we just think it, down through our emotions, down through our imagination, into the life force that actually does the building and the repairing and the taking of the biochemicals, and it has like the right shape of the body in its template, and it's forever creating this anew. And I would say that the shape of the etheric body, or this life force body, is what's obviously disturbed with cancer, because it's growing out of bounds. The shape isn't quite working. All right, so today, in today's healing, what I'd like you all to do is come into the awareness of the fact that you are alive. So wiggle your toes, look around, breathe, notice the color in the room, notice the sound in your ears. Just notice, really come into the fact that you are alive right now and that you're present. And what this does is this creates a thread from the world of spirit, which is our intention to do the healing for people, right down into your body. Okay, now if you're a healee, if you're here to get healed, just let that come down right into you, whatever's healing. Now if you're here as a healer, I still want it to come down into your body. I'm not wanting you to come down and zap other people's etheric, their life bodies with healing. I want you to just let yourself come into yourself, and then by resonance, it will help the healies, because healing is really always between the healee and their source. Surgeons know this, doctors know this. They do surgery, they do medicines, they do lifestyle things, but it's really the magic that happens in the body, in the person or the animal's own relationship to their source, that is the actual mechanism. Everything else is just a support for that process. And we're here to support that healing process in the people and pets that have submitted their names. Okay, so to do that in my body, I thought I would do it even more dramatically. So usually I have you breathe, but I've got some matches here. I'm going to light a candle. And I'm not going to keep this candle burning until Monday night, but I'm going to light it every day and then burn it out with intention. So I'm lighting it now. And okay, I'm going to start this thing. And this is where we're going to stop the recording for the YouTube people. And if you want to join us, join the Facebook group, Spirit Gate Cancer Support, where you'll be able to submit your names. And yeah, but we're kind of going into the private part of this now. Okay, good.